Right, we're here this morning, and I'd like to welcome Charlotte Willett, one of our members here at Cornerstone, and just going to take a few moments to chat about some ways in which we've been trying to help some families in our area. So, Charlotte, tell us a little bit about what led us to start doing this. What was the vision behind it?
Yes, as soon as we heard about the lockdown and everything, there was a nice little group of us ladies that really wanted to help practically, and we didn't quite know, how to go about that. We contacted obviously the pastoral leaders in our church, who were very grateful of our help. But as time went on in lockdown, we received some emails from Families Matter, who obviously are the charity that are based in our church, and their need to help families that are on their books that they've worked with for a while. And it was just an urge really that kind of God gave me of, oh, we've got this good little team of us that want to help practically. And so I reached out obviously to the charity and said, how can we help? What is it that they need? And it went from there really.
Yep. And so we're aware there's other community groups. There's a local self-isolation group. There's the NHS volunteers. All these things at the time were being set up. And when we talked about this in the pastoral team, I can remember saying, well, we're not going to overstretch ourselves. We're not going to be seen as competing with other things. We're just going to do our little bits. So it's quite a sort of small scale thing, but it's a feeling of being led by God to particular families. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really specific. I mean, that was important to us, to be specific and personal. So obviously, like I say, these families that are linked with the charities, their needs and their situation are all very much known to the charity already. And so what happens is they do weekly phone calls to these families and actually ask what they need. And it's a whole variety of things that come through, but we ask them to be specific because we have had very kind donations from other members in the church, both financially but also personal items they don't want anymore, and actually we can think, great, we can use them. So yeah, it's very specific and very personal, which actually makes us feel that we can be really helpful, especially in this time when we don't really feel we can help too much with everything going on.
Brilliant. And just for the benefit of those people who are watching or listening from elsewhere, Families Matter at Hythe URC is our church community project, helping families in all sorts of areas of their life. And so, what every week you go out with some bundles and packages. What sorts of things are you taking out to people?
Yes, we've had a whole range of things. I think we've been doing this for about 4 weeks or so now. So over those 4 weeks, we've seen different families. It's increased in a way that also Families Matter do reach out to those with dementia or who have people in their family with dementia. So actually, we're managing to take some packages to the elderly. So as I say, it's very specific. It can be something like the specific size of nappies that a particular mum would want for her baby, to food and tins, or just a nice bunch of flowers and some chocolates. It's very much meeting them where they're at and what they need. And again, we're aware of food banks and those kind of things. So the food that we take is mainly, I can message the ladies on my team and say who would like to go shopping for X, Y, Z, and it's usually fresh items, fresh milk, fresh vegetables that if any of the elderly kind of need that, or any of the parents that can't get out, or single parents, that don't have transport and those kind of things. So it's a whole range of things, and like I say, being personal and specific, that helps us to really get what it is that they need. And so we go and drop it off on their doorstep, knock on the door and run 2 meters down the path and wait for them to answer, and obviously say where it's from. And each and every package we do give a little compliment slip from the church and from Families Matter, say it's on behalf of them. And we've had a few palm crosses and little chocolates and things that we've been able to put in each package as well. So that's really good.
Yeah, big thank you to John Lewis, and we had a massive box, didn't we, of these their
Yes,
special edition Quality Street, which we're almost at the end of now.
still
So
going, but
yeah, we're not providing, if you like, all the basics. We're
no.
just blessing people. So what's the response of the people that you see when you deliver the little parcels?
Yes, yes, it's great for. I mean, we're not always involved in all of the deliveries. Obviously, the manager of the charity, delivers most of them because she's familiar with the families. But there are one or two that we personally then go and deliver. And yeah, it's been quite emotional, really, both for us as giving it and those that are receiving. We've been able to have really nice conversations with people and just tell them that we're praying for them, that we're thinking of them, and when they see the specifics that they've asked for, they seem to be very grateful. And I know obviously the manager of the charity, she's been receiving emails or little pictures that have been drawn by the children sent through the post, as thank yous and things like that. So they seem to be very grateful, and like I say, also quite emotional. It's quite a difficult time for all of us. So yeah, there's been a lot of kind of emotion attached with it, which is quite special.
Yeah, yeah. So this started by a feeling of wanting to help, but also being led by God, and it's backed up by some prayer, isn't it? You also lead a weekly prayer meeting. Yeah.
Mm. Yep. So before we take out all the packages, we get them all together, in a big line in the church. We obviously put who needs what where for the packages and decide where they're going to. And we pray over each and every single one of them. And also the person who delivers will also pray as for those who are receiving, that they will just feel God's peace, at this time. And then, yes, like you said, we do a 90 minutes of prayer every Wednesday during this time of lockdown. And I always give an update on that, and we continue to pray, maybe more specific into some of the situations that families or the elderly have found themselves in. And yeah, we very much just bring it to the Lord and just do what we can do, really, and support them in prayer and the best way that we can. Yeah.
It's brilliant. So a big thank you to you and the others that are providing the stuff that's going out and delivering it and supporting and things like that. And I guess you're happy to hear from people that can help in either any way, aren't you? By donations or praying for you or being involved if they're physically able to. Then they can contact you, can't they?
Yes, no. Any kind of voluntary, help like that is obviously always welcome. We have to be careful with the social distancing aspect, but we've got a nice little team. So I want to just thank them and thank everyone who's already given donations, both financially and physical items. They've been very much well received and help us to continue that personal, just adding that personal touch, really, as well. And yes, if anybody wants to get involved further in any way, then yes, please feel free to
Yeah.
contact us or Families Matter. That would be
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
Families Matter can be reached via their website, Families
Yeah.
Matter. If you just Google Families Matter at Hythe URC, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll get all the contact details there. Thank you, Charlotte. God bless you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for sharing this ministry with us. Thank you very much.